to the Sportz Nutz.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Sportz Nutz. Yes, this is episode 131. Man, Shane, like we are really racking up on the frequent flyer miles. Am I right?
Hey, man, just steady going through them, man. Just knocking down the milestones left and right. And we're glad to be a part of it.
Yes, absolutely, man. As you guys can see, we have some wonderful faces who are joining us tonight, man. Adam, what is going on, brother? How you been, man?
Doing great. Happy to be here. How you doing? Good.
Don't mind the thunder. There's a storm right down the road from here, so it's loud. But Shane, man, how are you doing?
You speak of a storm. I see it. Man, it's coming pretty good downpour. Of course, it's missed us the past couple of days, so I'm glad my plants are finally getting a well drenched downpour of a rain. So other than me watering them, but man, it's been a great day, man. Look forward to this episode, man. Especially excited for our guest and co-host tonight on a joint show for joining us for sure.
Absolutely, and my man sitting below me, Ben, what is up, dude? How are you doing, man?
So happy to be back, Brandon. Thank you again, and excited for today.
Of course, man. And Deuce, man, what is up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How about y'all?
Good, man. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Matt will be joining us momentarily. Yes, he is heading home from work. Had a little bit of a hiccup. Had to take care of at work. It's okay. He works at the Mall of Georgia. Those who know, it's one of the busiest malls in the South, so we absolutely understand 100%. Quickly reminder, we are on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Podbean, and we are also on TigerNation.live, 95.5 KFCE in Terrell, Texas. Shout out to everybody in the great state of Texas. Guys, we have a loaded show for everybody tonight. We have a former NFL legend. Yes, I see him as a legend also. I played the same position he played, and I cannot wait to talk to him. John Abraham, he is former New York Jets, former Falcon, and also former Arizona Cardinal. And then after he leaves, guys, we have a bunch of things that we're going to talk about. I'm eager to get them going with this one. Deion Sanders, he's in the news again. But it's actually for an interesting situation. We'll talk a little bit about health awareness. And then Cordarrelle Patterson has been released from the Steelers. Does this mean that his illustrious career is coming to an end? The 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame candidates have been released. Well, I will ask you guys on the list, who do you think should be or will get into the Hall of Fame on first ballot? The Braves-Reds matchup, man, Shane is going to really talk about this. I'm excited about this. We're talking a record attendance numbers for a baseball game. We'll talk a little bit about that one. Lego, guys, yes, they're in the news. They have made a Game Boy set. For those who don't know what Game Boy is, which I'm pretty sure out of all of us right here, right now, it's just me and Adam and maybe Shane know what Game Boys are.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I know what Game Boy was. I was jealous when other people had them and I didn't. But yet I had the PlayStation with 16 games at the house. So.
But also, Lego has come out with NFL helmets, and I cannot wait to talk about that. I want to find out what you guys' favorite one is. There's an awful story that has come out of high school here in the upstate of South Carolina. We'll talk a little bit about that one. It's actually made national news. And then I got a quick question for you. Which college has the best alternate uniforms and logos? They have to come only, though, from mid-majors and G5s. It can't be from the Power Fours. Matt will talk a little bit about fantasy football. Shane has a sports story that he is going to talk about. That and a whole lot more. Guys, we have another individual who has joined. He is actually a part of Inside the Locker. Michael, what is going on, man? How are you doing?
How's it going, everybody? I am good. How are you doing, sir?
Good, man. We are honored to have you and everybody here. All right, guys, the anticipation is killing me. I'm excited about this. John, what is going on, man? How are you doing, sir?
What's up, man? How y'all doing? I appreciate y'all having me. Just glad to be getting some reps in here. Hopefully, I can help y'all today and tell y'all something that makes sense today.
Absolutely. You know, I gotta let you know.
Chesterfield, shout out to Chesterfield.
Yeah, so for those, so I live in Easley, South Carolina. As you know, it's the upstate, and then Shane lives in Asheville. Deuce, where do you live?
Dallas, Texas.
Ooh.
Yes, and Michael, where do you live?
I live in Minden, Louisiana. I'm originally from Ruston, but I'm living in Minden right now.
And Adam, where you live, man?
Ruston. Speaking
Seattle, Washington.
I'm sorry. Speaking of Ruston, they host the Little League Dixie Softball World Series. Chesterfield team just made it there. They lost out, but man, congratulations to them. Great connection.
Ben, where do you live, man?
I'm from the almighty New Jersey, baby.
Yeah, they are. We have a mixture of Southerners and Northerners here. So, you know, John, I got to get into it. You played. I idolized you. I still have your jersey, actually. The Atlanta Falcons, and I mean, I remember Dave Archer, West Durham, making the calls. The Intimidator is what they called you for the Atlanta Falcons. You know, and I played defensive end when I played football, and I had a lot of fun. It's fun when you're at the on the other side and you're kind of talking the trash at the line, and you know this from experience. The offensive linemen, they talk trash the same way the defensive linemen do, you know. But what was your favorite moment playing on defense? And it could be for any team. What was your absolute favorite moment that you sat there and said, and that was like the best game I ever played at any level?
Man, there were so many, but I think the game that gave me the biggest high, but it ended up being a disaster, was a game in San Francisco, my last game for the Falcons. Like, I really thought that was a shot of me going into the Super Bowl. Like, when I said extreme high that I finally got, like at halftime, we were up like 17-3, and I really felt like, okay, I'm finally getting a chance to go to a Super Bowl. So that probably was the most intense I ever had, you know, just the passion that I thought that finally was going to happen. We ended up losing that game, so, you know, it was kind of like one of those bittersweet moments, but it was definitely one of those moments that I can always talk about. It's one of those things that I felt like if I was 100% healthy, if we wouldn't have played that last game against Tampa, and I didn't hurt my ankle. But I also feel like that's my whole career was like that. I feel like I could have possibly had a player of the year. I feel like I possibly could have got rookie of the year. There are a lot of things that injuries stopped me from being in the Hall of Fame right now because of injuries. I have the Hall of Fame numbers, but I just don't have the Super Bowl or the player of the year stats. But when it comes to statistically, it's not even funny because, like, the only thing he's missing is team stuff, or, you know, he didn't win a player of the year because of this, or he didn't do this. So it's kind of hard sometimes, but also, you know, I'm going to give it like another year and push, like, you know, say I should do this and should do that. But then at the end of the day, I'm going to be like, hey, it is what it is. I got to live my life for some other stuff besides that.
You know, people don't realize the fact that football takes such an immense toll on your body. I mean, you're going through rigorous workouts, you know, you're hitting really hard. And so I absolutely understand, you know, I still think you're an absolute legend. I mean, 2012 was the year, should have been the second year we had gone to the Super Bowl. We should have won it that year, honestly. And then 2016 came about. That should have also been the year the Falcons won the Super Bowl, but we won't digress on that one. Shane, go ahead, man. I know you're over there biting at the bush to joke about the Falcons blowing the Super Bowl.
Oh no, not me. But you know, John, it's great to have you on, man. And as we talked kind of pre-show, man, you know, you're from the Timmonsville area of South Carolina, kind of right down the road where I grew up, kind of in my formative years, say middle school to high school, and ultimately graduated from Lamar High School. You know, you really didn't even play football till your senior year. You were more so a track legend, which I believe does your 200 records still hold.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, man. You know, once you leave high school, you leave high school. I've never wanted to be one of those guys that dwell on my past like that, but now I feel like I am now. Like always talking about people go to Tillsville, I would have been in the Hall of Fame by now. You understand? When you say Timsville, you go to Timsville and see where I came from, you're like, oh, yeah, this dude deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Because if you see where he started and where he is now, it makes a lot of sense. But track was my sport, track and basketball. I thought I had a better chance at basketball because I was from a small town. You know, I got small scholarships to play basketball. If we had Instagram, man, y'all would have had some nice tape, like especially when it came to track, because I used to dirt dog people, and people don't understand what dirt dog is. That means you. So yeah.
I saw. Also, look on your Facebook. I saw an old basketball clip from what 94,
right?
Yeah. I checked it out before we came on, and man, you can ball out too.
Yeah, man. It was fun then, man. You know, you get to a certain age, you still think you got it. Your mind still can do that stuff, man. I know y'all understand what I'm saying. In your mind, Shane, you be like, I still can go out here and do this. You be like, nah. Nah.
No.
And they be like, look, you can go out there and get me about 2 or 3 sacks. Well, for the money they paying, I'll try, but nah.
You know, absolutely. And like, I mean, we all our mind is our biggest enemy and is also our best friend. It jokes with us, makes us think we can do whatever we want. Hey, this question came from one of our audience members, and we'll go to Ben next. What was your favorite team that you ever played in? It can be a specific season or a franchise.
My favorite team will always be Atlanta, just because of the comfortability I had here. It's like I still live in Atlanta now because it's just been home, man. I think it was so much bad going in New York, and I don't think it was on purpose. It was just them not knowing me. I'm not knowing them. I'm from the South, and coming to Atlanta, I got to choose my own number. I got to choose what team I got to play for. I was speaking to someone earlier today. It's tough because that was the first time in my life I feel like I made a choice on my own. Whether it was colleges, I didn't really make that choice on my own. I got drafted by the Jets, and I didn't know anything about New York. I didn't really know a lot about football because, like I said, I was basketball and track. So you could have asked me about Marion Jones. I could tell you a whole story about that. You asked me about so-and-so, I could tell you a whole story about Shaq. I could tell you about them. So going into football, it was kind of like, I know I'm athletically good, talented. Let me use my athlete. So I was always trying to outrun people, do stuff. I said I wasn't the strongest guy, so I know that wasn't going to happen. But Atlanta was the team for me because it just felt like home, man. And like I said, anytime you get a choice and you get a choice to choose what you want to do in life, it just changes stuff, especially when it works out right.
Amen to that one. Ben, go ahead.
Great being with you guys on here again. Benjamin Rodriguez here for the Inside Locker Room, covering the New York Jets and everything NFL. John, I admire your accolades as a pass rusher and just as an explosive guy in general. I wanted to ask, in the early 2000s, obviously you noticed that the toughness, especially on defense, is different. I want to know how different is it compared to today's league in terms of defensive toughness?
Good question. I was actually watching because like a lot of stuff now, my memory is not like it used to be. So people ask me questions about old games. So I started watching my old Jets game, man. I was a beast, man. I used to get tore up in the run though because they used to always like try to double team me, but you don't see a lot of that stuff now. You don't see the power play like we used to. You see more zone stuff because you have these backs that can cut back. You have the more athletic tackles. You don't have even in the practices are not grungy tackles. Now you hear people say, oh, they got in a fight today. We had to stop practice. Like, we used to fight. Like, it was like we fought in practice because that was tough. And, we fought like in the games we had to. So it's a lot different. And also it's just the schemes and it's the practice error. They don't practice as hard as we did. We used to have 2 days and it'd be pad, no pads, but shells. Shells is just like pads with shorts on. So it used to be like hectic. And it was all about trying to get people tough. And I know for a fact, like I used to practice like I played, and I know that's a lot of reasons why I didn't make it, in my first couple of years because I kept putting my body through so much stuff. And at the time, the team didn't recognize that. Like they didn't recognize like this guy keep pulling his groin. Because think about it, it's not like a bone. It's not like it's a muscle injury that I kept getting. So obviously you need to rest this guy in practice. But when I was in practice, I was going like I was trying to sack everybody. When I got to Atlanta and they started focusing on like, we need to rest you on this day. Like you had enough plays. You don't need to see this play. If you need to play, just let us know and we'll bring you in. So the toughness definitely is different. I look at how the stack numbers are going up. These guys are getting 16, 17 stacks so easy. They're not getting chipped. They're not getting double teamed. I rarely see the guys. It's a lot more. And I wish they had a position called edge when I came out because I was considered a tweener. I was maybe like 240, 245. I got drafted as an outside linebacker, and I was so happy because I'm like, finally, I don't got to worry about getting hit so much in practice, so I can just run around and be free. 1 year playing outside linebacker, I got moved to defensive end. So it went right back to all the punishment on my body. People don't notice and people don't realize, like when I played in New York, I played with braces on both of my fingers, like the whole time, like from my rookie year all the way to my 6th year there, I played with these braces. So a lot of times people say you couldn't play the run. It's just I couldn't grip. So I was playing like this most of the time. And I had my thumb like cast. I had cast here, cast here. If you look at an old Jets picture, you'll see it. So when I got to Atlanta, I learned how to take my fingers so I can still be mobile. So I still can do like grip. So even though I had a lot of success in New York, it was very tedious for me to get ready to play, like especially with the hands.
Adam, go ahead, man.
Adam Blake here from Inside the Locker Room as well. Pleasure to meet you, John. My question is, as a player who played for 3 different NFL teams, what did it mean to earn Pro Bowl honors with all 3 teams, most recently with the Arizona Cardinals in year 14?
That's a good question, man. And at the first, I didn't really realize how amazing it was till after I was done. And I think Arizona might have been the most significant. And it's crazy because people really know me from Atlanta, unless you're from upstate, and everybody know me from New York. But I live in Atlanta, so most people remember me from Atlanta. So going to Arizona, I wasn't even starting. I was coming off the bench, and they was only giving me like 10 plays here, 10 plays here. 3 people had to get hurt. So I ended up starting maybe like, I think the 5th or 6th game, and still made the Pro Bowl. Got 11.5 sacks, 6 caused fumbles. So for me, that meant way more. And the biggest thing about the Arizona thing was because I finally got to play outside linebacker. And you got to understand, this 14 years in, so my mind clicks back to, dude, you got to play your rookie year outside linebacker, and you got to play predominantly outside linebacker your whole year, your 14 career. So what if you did this your whole career? And instead of me like patting myself on the back, it ate me up because I'm like, this is what my career should have been. Like in my year here, I could have probably stayed healthier if I wasn't getting pounded on so much, with the run plays all the time. And this is just in practice. I'm not talking about the game. The games is fine. But I think about, I took it really bad because I didn't even appreciate that Pro Bowl because I was so stuck in the past, like what I didn't do for Atlanta. Like many people don't know, I only had 1 Pro Bowl in the whole time I was in Atlanta. I had 3 Pro Bowls when I was younger. So for me, it was like one of those bittersweet things. But now I appreciate it. I went and got all my jerseys remade, and I got them like hung up now because that's a big thing. 5 Pro Bowls, even if it was 15 years, really like the number of games I played. And I was an alternate 2 years, so I could have had like 7 in there. So for me, like now it makes way more sense. Like not looking at the game as me, looking at the game as, let's say, if I was just a fan. Like when I watch myself now, I try to watch myself. I critique myself. Like and this past games, like even when I said, because I'm trying to see like, do I deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? And I'm looking like. And my mind always told me no because I didn't reach what I wanted. I didn't reach the stats that I wanted. I thought about all the games I didn't play. I thought about the sacks I missed. I thought about all this stuff. And then like 10 years later, since I retired, I was 9 all time when I retired with sacks. I was like 7 or 6 in tackles for loss. I was 1 forced fumbles. I was at 1 at forced fumbles. Now I'm 3 at forced fumbles. Now I'm 13 at sacks. And I don't know, maybe top 12 or something in tackles for loss. But I'm like, why is that in a Hall of Fame career? But you see everybody around me, Hall of Famer here, John Abraham, Hall of Famer here, John Abraham, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. And I'm looking like, I'm not saying it's right and I'm not saying it's wrong, but I have a lot more gratitude now for the things I have done.
Give him his gold jacket.
Real.
Exactly.
Real. You deserve it, man.
I'll take a big
Amen. Deuce, go ahead, man.
What's up, everybody? Brandon Zachary here, or I go by Deuce on Inside the Locker Room. John, it's an honor to meet you. been watching a lot of your filming and your tapes recently, and I must say that I am, inspired by your game. But what I will ask is, we see the emotion in the air on draft night, and I've always wanted to ask is just what was going through your mind just hearing your name called 13th overall?
Honestly, I didn't want to go to New York Jets. And it's not like I didn't want to get picked. I just didn't have my mind set for them. I didn't talk to them. Like the process was, they called me the night before the draft and they asked for my number. And let me tell you a funny story about the draft. And this is like, 25 years later, I was at the draft this year. I run into Julian Peterson. So Julian Peterson played pretty much the same position I played in college. And he was probably supposed to went higher than me or whatever. So I was wondering why the Jets chose me. And they called me the night before the draft. He was like, man, I failed the drug test. I thought I was going to the Jets. He ended up going to the team I thought I was going to, because they told me, Bill Walsh told me, he was like, John, we're going to take you at 16. You're our guy. We've been watching you. We love you play. You seem like a very humble dude. So my mind, I was like, okay, Sean got picked at 12. My mind saw nothing about the Jets. But now, like talking to Peterson, I was like, wow. And it shows you how like so small and insignificant things can be, and your whole life can change that quick. And that just amazed me, because like it's 25 years later, and Julian said that, and I was like, because he was like, man, I supposed to went to the Jets. And I was like, man, stop playing. He said, man, I failed the drug test. I was like, and I wanted to choke him out, because I'm like, dude, I want to go to San Francisco. I had like be on the Bill Walsh, Jerry Rice. I was like, I know those guys. I'm like, I had me a starter. Like when I was a kid, I had a starter San Francisco coach. So for me, it was just like, I'm going to San Francisco. I was like San Francisco or Carolina. So, but that's just a funny story about it. But when I got drafted, man, like looking back now, I wish I would have not thought that I made it. You know what I'm saying? Because I wish I would have waited till I was done with my career and seen like what I've done, because I relaxed a lot. Like when I finally got pro, I relaxed. Okay, I'm getting money now for what I practice on. I did this, I did that. And I think with the NIL, it's helping a lot of kids, because you see these guys get drafted, they might not be as excited as we were back in the day, because they already was getting paid. So it's kind of like you're getting the better pay, and I get the opportunity to play, but also they have that distinction that this ain't their first rodeo. So going to the league is like, okay, I'm getting paid now, congratulations, For us, it was just like, man, we made it. Like a lot of guys you see, if you look at the difference between the draft now, like you'll see kids that stay 4 years because they're like, I'm getting paid more here. I know I'm going to get drafted in, so I'm cool. So, but for me, it was a great moment, man. Until I found out that I supposed to went to San Francisco this year, it was awesome. Now I'm like, son of an itch. Like, you son of an itch. Like, why you had this focus for me? Like, why you couldn't just chill for like a couple more months and I would have been in San Francisco. And also, like, for me, it was just a moment that I thought, there's a lot of emphasis on what you think a draft would do. You think you're going to solve every problem. You think that life is going to be different, but you can't run from problems, man. Whether it's household problem, whether it's family problems, like until you address them, whether it's through the draft, whether it's any time in life, it's going to get worse. And I think I just try to pay my way through everything. And I know I'm going a little off the topic, but it's just, there's a lot of things that I would tell myself, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. And like, even when I talk to younger guys now, I tell them, take care of yourself first before you try to, buy your mom that house, before you try to do this, because this might be your last check. You don't know how far this is going to go. It's okay to say no. I tell everybody right now, I never felt bad from saying no. I always felt bad for saying yes and didn't get what I expect. But if I told somebody no and they don't talk to me no more, okay, well, what? Now it's like, so just be smart with your stuff. And I'm telling this to everybody on the panel now, like even with y'all, because we all men, and we kind of feel obligated to do certain things for people when we get a certain way. But, make sure you're taking care of yourself, your mental health, make sure you're taking care of your body, make sure you're taking care of your, everything around you, so you can be that strong person when they do ask you for some real stuff.
I'm so glad you say that, take care of your health. John, July 8th, 2023 is the date that I'll remember the rest of my life. I had a widowmaker heart attack and quadruple bypass. I was 39 years old, when I had it. And, I'm a huge advocate for taking care of your health now. Shane will tell you, I harp regularly on making sure everybody is very keen on taking care of themselves, because you never know. You are only one or two moments away from, this life could change in a heartbeat for people. And a lot of people that take it for granted. Oh, I'm young, it'll never happen to me. I was that same mind frame. I said, oh, I'm young, it'll never happen to me. And then, the unthinkable happened. And I count my blessings every day since then. And I'm so happy you said that. But so this season coming up for the Atlanta Falcons, it is going to be a make it or break it season for Atlanta. I believe, in fact, I think it's been since 2017 we haven't really seen the wow factor in Atlanta. We did see the videos, the pictures that Flower Branch it's the most fans that Flower Branch has had at training camp in quite some time. Could we absolutely see a huge improvement for this team, or are we destined for yet another huge letdown?
I don't think it's going to be a huge letdown, but I'm not looking for a Super Bowl this year. Having a young quarterback, having different things. I think they definitely have did the right moves for this season. I think, especially on the D line, especially getting edges, going and getting Jalen Walker, going and get a young guy and James Pierce Jr. But also, I think y'all got to give him grace. This quarterback, because everybody's so since the last couple years, with the quarterbacks excelling, two young quarterbacks, one for Houston and one for Washington, excelling so much, everybody expect that young quarterbacks can do it. Until Jake Matthews, Matthew Bergeron, Ryan Nuzell, Chris Lindstrom, and Caleb McCary get right, the team will get right. My thing is, those young guys they got, even Leonard Floyd, all these guys they brought in is going to make that O-line better. I heard about they was fighting today in practice. I never heard that before in Atlanta. Since I heard that. So for me, that's a good thing. That means you got some dogs on your team. You got people that are willing to go out and do that. And I think that's going to take the defense to another level. It's going to make the O-line better. But the MVPs of this season should be the O-line. The O-line should be, you got Bijan Robinson and you got Penix that's going to be a good quarterback if he can stay on his feet. And also Caleb McCary is going to be the main guy. People don't understand a right-hand quarterback from a left-hand quarterback. So, a left-hand quarterback, now the right tackle is the most important tackle because that's the blind side of the quarterback. So the whole team got to understand that. So it's a whole different line scheme that people don't understand. Like they might have to slide right instead of slide left now. And you got to get used to things like that. But I definitely think with Caden Ellis, with a lot of the younger guys and some of the older guys, mixing that all together, I think they can have a good season, but I think Tampa's going to be better. I think Carolina's going to be better. Now, the Aints ain't going to be the same thing. They're going to be the same thing. They're going to be trash. I'm never going to get an Aints.
I love it. I love it.
Michael is a Saints fan here.
If God can come out there and take a snap, I think he might fumble. It's just Aints. It ain't gonna happen. So for me, I think they're gonna build definitely. I think they're gonna take more shots with Drake London. I think they're gonna definitely get Pitts involved. I think they're gonna be a more exciting team. And I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. We have a black quarterback in a black city. They're gonna be out here. They're going to come to the city. Yep. The fans are going to come. The fans want to see that. Nothing against Kirk Cousins, but, ever since Mike Vick, we're looking for another Mike Vick type player. He's left-handed. He's young. He has an attitude. He wears a do-rag all the time. It's all kind of stuff that people kind of like to see. And fans will come.
Deep ball well.
Be realistic.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head one. And before I go to Michael, I gotta let you know, John, Michael is our New Orleans Saints guy. He is an absolute Saints fan. I feel bad for him.
Excellent timing.
I love that you said that too, John, when they call them Aints. We here in Atlanta, that's all we've known them as is the New Orleans Aints because they ain't worth the bleep. That's what they said.
Keep it real, bro. Keep it real. Keep it real. It's ain't.
Michael, go ahead, man.
What's up, everyone? It's a blessing to be here. I'm Michael McDonald from Michael's_Sports Talk, covering the New Orleans Saints. I'm also from Inside the Locker Room. Mr. John, it's a pleasure and it's an honor to meet you actually on here. I only got one question for you, sir. My one question is, what are some of the most important lessons you learned from your coaches throughout your career?
The most thing I've learned something different from every coach. I've learned that every coach shouldn't be a coach. That's the main important thing. Like every coach is not supposed to be a coach. But from my high school coach, I've learned endurance. I learned that, having faith in myself. I learned that taking a shot is okay. I learned that football is a basic sport if you make it that way. The more you learn about sports, the more you can achieve in it. It's not all about how athletic you are. It's not all about certain things like that. And the biggest thing is, and this is my new little motto now, it's not about can, it's about try. You got to try stuff if you want to figure it out. In college, Rick Petrie was one of my greatest coaches, and he taught me about flexibility. He taught me about learning the sport. He taught me about toughness. He taught me about, never saying never. One of my favorite coaches, and I have a lot of coaches that in the NFL that I'm really proud that I was under, like Todd Bowles, like Bruce Arians, like Mike Smith. Like I can talk about them for days. Ray Hamilton. I have so many coaches that I'm proud to say that I got coached by. It's just so many. And in the NFL, I learned that I have to learn myself. From all the coaches in the NFL, I learned if I want to be a great player compared to a good player, I got to do it on my own. A coach can only take you so far. But once you start learning stuff yourself, that's when you start becoming a better player. Becoming a better player is not going to come with the coach, because the coach can come and go. But if you want to be a great player, it's about the studying you doing. It's the stuff that it's like some people will come in the room and just let their coach tell them plays or tell them what they could do today. By the time I was in my 5th, 6th year, I didn't even listen to the coach. And they'd be like, oh, why are you not really paying attention? I'm writing my own notes because this is how I play. This is how I learn. You got to learn how to learn stuff yourself. You got to learn what move is good for you. You got to learn what weightlifting is good for you. It's like some people, they'll have like a strength coach will have a weightlifting thing for you that's completely different from what you're trying to do on the field. I was a finesse guy. I was big, but I like to move. I like to use my quickness. I was quick and fast. I like to use it. I had a coach before that tried to get me to bull rush all the time. He wanted me to do certain things. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to be productive like this. I'm going to be wore out before the 4th quarter. Let me do what I do. And when I got to Ray Hamilton in Atlanta, Ray was like, I don't give a dang what you do. Like, you got 60-some sacks right now. You've been doing good. You're on. Just keep doing what you're doing. And he let me be the player that I was. So I think the more you learn about yourself as a coach, and you got to coach yourself too. You got to watch your negative plays. I think the best coach I had ended up being myself at the end of the day. But I had a lot of good things about coaches.
I love it. I got to quickly show you this. The absolute best logo helmet I have ever seen. I love it. Just wanted to show you that one.
Agreed.
All right.
Black throwback.
Yes. I miss. I told people, and everybody said this too, that Atlanta needs to just make that be the permanent uniforms from here on out.
Exactly. It won't hurt nobody.
No, exactly. Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, it's great to hear that you have the connections. Bruce Arians. I'm a Virginia Tech fan. And of course we've got the Sand Hills PD region kind of covered between Lamar, Sherrall, and Chesterfield. I believe he played with a classmate of mine, Cliff Matthews, there in Atlanta during his rookie year, maybe the year after, and then Jerron Brown in Arizona as well. Bringing it back to South Carolina roots, we know that you went to the University of South Carolina, and all 4 years you were the sack leader at South Carolina. But recently, you went back to South Carolina for some unfinished business. Completed your degree this spring, and everything else. I want to know what that means to you, your family, and your message overall.
Well, to me personally, and I kind of stated it earlier, a lot of me was football, because so many people call me a football player, and I never thought I was more than a football player. And it's kind of sad now that I look back, because I had so many goals that I wanted to do. Like 15 years in the NFL, I did nothing extra. It was always football. It was football, family, and fun. That was it. It was football, family, and fun. I didn't go to school. I could have went back to school before I got a master's by long I was in the league and everything. But my mind was just so focused on being a better player, so focused on doing this. So when I got done with football, I lost a lot of passion for life. I lost a lot of passion for learning, because I used to hate when people say, oh, you're just a football player, you don't know this. Oh, you're just this, And I think everybody who ever played sports have heard that. Like somebody would only judge you. Like you come come into class and, oh, y'all got a football game. Well, what are these players worrying about this? And I think everybody knows how that feeling is, of just being judged by one production of yourself. So the last 5 years since I've, tried to do different things, I try to get healthy mentally. I try to do certain things. So now I just try everything. I say, you know what? It's been too dang long, man. I got to finish this degree. So I hit them up and they called me back and I was like, look, I'm trying to get this degree. I mean, it don't even make no sense. I mean, it's something I should have done. And I did it for myself. Like I was saying, like a lot of stuff I'm doing now is for myself, but also, who's watching me? My 4 daughters. Who else watching me? Other players. I had a lot of guys from University of South Carolina I played with call me. It was like, bro, how you went back to school? I said, bro, they paying for it. It was like, what? I said, they paying for it. They honored my scholarship. Call Maria Hickman right now. You gotta do it, man. I'm like, dude, it's $3.99. There is no excuse. Like, I understand if you're like, oh, I can't do this. I said, dude, and I did everything online, and they provided me with a tutor because when I first went back, it was hard. And you understand, I didn't get nobody to do my work for me. This is one of these things, I did everything. I like read the paper for myself. Now, it might have took me a lot longer than other people did to write a 35-page paper, but I did it myself. I did everything myself. Some people are like, oh, you're going to pay? I'm like, nah. I said, this something. I was like, what's the point of me paying for somebody else to do it? What am I going to achieve from that? How am I going to say or feel more confident about myself if I don't do it myself? I had a tutor, yes, but I did like every test I did on my own, every paper I did on my own. I just didn't know how to like do commas and quotations. I didn't know how to do MLA sometimes. I didn't know exactly how to quote or citate stuff. But now I kind of do now, and I got that from learning and really trying to do it myself. So for me, it was more about strengthening me so I could strengthen people around me. Now my kids can say Dad was a graduate. My oldest daughter used to get on me. She's like, oh, Dad, I'm the first one to graduate college. I was like, so. But, so now I can join with her. Like now we can talk about, oh, I'm a Gamecock. Her mom's a Gamecock. she's doing. So it's like even though she went to Clemson for a little while, I give her credit for that. But it's all good. She's being a traveler. If you can do anything, and I challenge all y'all guys on here, man, to try something new this year. Like I'm trying piano. You literally go online, like sign language. I'm learning sign language now, and I'm still learning sign language. I've been kind of like a year or two in that, and but I had to stop with my sign language because I started school, and I had to devote my time on that. But I'm still learning sign language. I learned how to juggle, and we don't understand how much free time we have. Like, we'll sit around, oh, I can't do it today, I'm tired. It takes 10 minutes of your day. And I ain't even telling you, and I'm challenging all of y'all. If I ever talk to y'all again, I'm going to say, man, what did you do? Man, I looked online, I read this little book, and I ain't never wanted to read. That's a challenge. It don't have to be nothing spectacular. People think, okay, like my mom would tell me that she wants to do something. Like, Mom, you're 76 years old. You might as well try. I mean, I can't do it right now because I'm my age. And I was like, dude, that's where I get it from. My mom kind of rubbed off on me, and that's why I tell my kids, like, I always try to make sure my kids understand they can do anything they want. I ain't saying you're going to be good at it, but you can try. Giving the effort at anything is free 99. That's all kind of stuff that you can try. And when I say it, like, you got to understand little wins in life, whether, okay, man, I'm trying to stop drinking. Well, you don't got to stop cold turkey. First of all, you implement it in your mind and you try to work on it. Okay, man, I'm trying to stop playing cards. Okay, implement it. Like, take one day off here. Take one day off here. Take 15 minutes off. Okay, I'm trying to eat healthy. Okay, instead of eating this whole burger, I'm going to eat half of it. I'm going to throw the other half away and I can't eat it. Okay, I'm trying to start eating sweets. Like, I'm a sweet fiend. I can't help it. But like now I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna get a bag of this, but I'm only gonna eat half of it, and I throw the other bag away. So it's all about trying to discipline yourself till you get to the point that you can do it. But I think, like, I'm challenging all y'all to try something new. I don't care; it don't have to be spectacular. Even it's like I'm gonna try to wear a new shirt every time I'm on this podcast. Like, just anything. I'm just challenging y'all to do that, though.
I love it. Ben, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, speaking about trying new things here, we've actually been doing this podcast, Inside the Locker Room and myself, for the past 7 months, and it's been a journey so far. And the reason why I mentioned that is because I used to work on cars for about 3 or 4 years. Now I'm pursuing a college degree in communication and journalism here in New Jersey. And also, John, I watched your interview, an episode with the Players Den, talking about, how people can have different therapies. Inside the Locker Room is a huge believer in creating more mental health awareness. Is there any message that you want to give to athletes or just people that are dealing with a struggle in general?
I think the biggest thing that everybody got to understand, you're human. We all have feelings. We all go through things. And you're not a punk. I was talking to my friend today. I was just like, man, I feel such like a B word sometimes. But I'm like, because I've never been this emotionally sound with myself. But also, after I get stuff out, I'm back to being like, 50-50 John. And I know some people like, I want to be 100% myself. I'm good at being 50-50. As long as I ain't falling off the curve here, like as long as I ain't super excited, as long as I ain't super mad, I'm good. And I think people have to realize that you are human, and it's okay to tell people. You don't have to. Therapy is good, and that's one thing I can totally. If I would have did this when I was 22 and not trying to be a man, trying to sleep with everyone when I started trying to out drink everybody I could do, trying to be out tough everybody, trying to do all this stuff, which men come in all different categories. Like some think this is being a man, and my perception of a man was not being a man. You know what I'm saying? My perception of a man is being mentally sound. Making your own decision, not having to be inhibited to make a decision. Like, a lot of people say, oh, I got to smoke weed or I got to drink or, and most time when you're going through something, the first thing people say, oh, I need a drink, which is not saying that it's not okay. I think it's fine to drink. But when it comes to the point that you're thinking you're pushing away your problem to go to the drink, get the problem done first, then go get a drink. Get this done, then go smoke. Get this done, then do it. Don't use that for a crutch to make it even worse, because you think you're solving it, but all you're doing is pushing it back. So my thing is, even if you feel like you're not, bad, it's okay to still talk to someone. It's okay to tell your family. It's okay to challenge your family if they did something wrong. Don't feel bad. Oh, Lord.
It's okay to that here too.
Lord and Lord. Yeah, that's one thing I could say though. I would say that be okay with not feeling good, but be even okay with, going online and seeing like, what am I going through? Maybe CBT will work for me. Maybe I need to work on how I talk to myself, because I know a lot of us talk to ourselves. Because I was more thinking when I said that, oh, well, I'm good at this, but I don't need to do this. I always thought that was humbling, but it's not humbling to down yourself. If you're speaking your truth, which all of us should do, okay, I'm good at this, I'm good at this, I'm good at this, and it's okay. That's not bragging. Now, if you're starting to say stuff that you didn't do, that's kind of like bragging, but be proud of who you are and understand that don't fault your parents for certain things that they couldn't control. And I think a lot of people put a lot of issues on why did my parents do this, or why. You gotta understand, like, I'm 47 years old. When I graduated high school, my mom was this age. And when I was 18, I always just wondered why she do this, why she do this, why she like this, like why she. But then now, like being 47, I get it, because I have 4 daughters and I don't understand them half the time. You know what I mean? And you got to start forgiving yourself and forgiving people in your past who didn't know they was hurting you. If you're not going to speak to them about it, don't fault them for it, because a lot of times people don't know they're hurting you. Even when you talk about it, you got to forgive them, man. And I think one thing that my aunt told me that would help me with me and my mom when we went through some situations, she was like, love that person for who they are now. Don't keep punishing someone for something they did in the past when they didn't know what they were doing. So loving people for who they are now is one of the strengths I do now. And one big thing, I know I'm talking a lot, but one big thing is boundaries. When you get to a certain point, when you create a boundary, make sure that you stay steadfast to it. Because if you don't, you're going to start downgrading how you feel. You're going to start believing in your negatives, because you're going to believe that I can't do this. I can't do this. When somebody does something to you, don't let them get away with it. I'm not saying you got to stop talking to this person, but, legitimately tell this person, like, look, this is my boundary. If you can't respect that, maybe we can't be friends. And I'm telling you, the boundaries help so much. You might be lonely a little bit. Like, I get lonely sometimes, but I feel worse if I give my boundary away to a person.
I love it. Adam, go ahead, man.
First of all, I just want to say that I think you 100% deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But my question is, what does it mean to have the 13th most sacks all time? Actually, one more than Lawrence Taylor, and to be top 3 in forced fumbles. I know you talked about it a little bit already, though.
Before, it didn't mean a lot to me, because I felt like y'all didn't see the best of John Abraham, because I missed like 40-some games. So, but now looking like, I realized I made All-Pro. I didn't really know what All-Pro meant until like literally 5 or 6 years ago. For all pro means you're the best at that position. I got 2 all pro. Well, I got 3 all pros, but one was second team. So I was the second best in the league at that time in that position. So 2 times I was the best at that position. So I'm like, dude, like just being all pro once is amazing. Like now that I think about it, but now like, dude, you were twice, you was all pro. So you was the best at that position. You weren't the best, like probably defender in the league, but you was the best at that position twice. And you was the second best one year. So now I understand it now since I'm really like paying attention, and then I'm like, I guess, advocating for myself. And I would advocate for any guy that was 13 all time and wasn't in the Hall of Fame. And especially when you look back the games missed. Like, think if this guy would have had those 30 games, like he would have been. And like I said, when I retired, I was number 9. So, you know, it's tough sometimes because, you know, like I shouldn't have to talk about it. But also, if you don't advocate for yourself, nobody else will. Like, as much as they want to say, oh, yeah, man, we're going to look out for you. No, but every time y'all hear me now, you see me on a podcast, I'm going to throw it in there because I want people that really matter to see it. Like, dude, I ain't knew he was like that. Because a lot of people don't know. They just know he was a good player, but they don't know. Being third is fine with me. You know what I'm saying? And everything I've done, I'm okay with now. I'm content. I always would feel that y'all didn't get to see the best John Abraham because of the game I missed. But also I'm saying that y'all got to see like what 70 or 80% of me, and it still was Hall of Fame worthy in the numbers category is ridiculous.
Agreed.
You hit the nail on the head on that one. Let's see here. Brandon, Deuce, go right ahead, man. Oh, you're muted. Unmute your mic. There you go.
I just really want to say, do you have like any advice, you know, just to the younger generation, like the younger athletes? Because, you know, I have a lot of friends that are they're in their freshman year or their sophomore year of college ball that are working to get to that NFL level. So do you just like have any advice to the younger generation of what not to do and what to do?
Well, honestly, I would say, and it's kind of like what I said earlier, take care of yourself first. Life isn't a rush, man. Don't try to rush to be a kid, man. Enjoy being a kid. Don't worry about trying to wear all the jewelry. And I'm not, and they still gonna do it. So I know it's all about how our culture is, you know. And I'm not trying to talk about white or black kids, the difference, but you might not see a kid that grew up in a different circumstances be as flashy. Like you'll see people wearing like all this jewelry but don't have like life insurance. You'll see all these people wearing all this jewelry, don't have a real home. You see all these people and they don't have to manage their money because that's not how we was raised. We were raised to kind of like, I want to look like this guy, you know. And then like you see the athletes now, the older athletes, or even you see them doing that still. And even when I came up, it was like my agent was like, oh, you need to get a chain, get you an icy watch and stuff like this. I would say just wait on that when you really can afford it. And when I say really can afford it is when you literally can get a check, like you get a check that day and like 10% of it can buy that and you won't even have to touch it. So if you get a $100,000 check, go get you a $10,000 thing. It's okay, but make sure that you get insurance on it. Make sure you take care of it. And I'm just saying this because you want to have something when you're done with the game of sports. You want to have more than just the memories of what you used to do, which a lot of us still have. A lot of us, I know guys that have been out of the league so long and they only talk about what they did like in the past. Like, oh man, I remember we used to do this, we do this. And I think you should always keep on building, but make sure that you have security in yourself first. Like, there are going to be people that ask you for money. There are going to be people that saying they can do this for you. Make sure that you check on, like, and I ain't trying to be rude or nothing like that, but if they can't get it from the bank, they shouldn't get it from you. So if somebody asks you like, oh, let me hold this, the bank won't give you 10 grand, but you want me to give you 10 grand? Nah. Or get paperwork. If somebody did, and it's not always good to do business with friends unless you know they're like really secure in what they do. Like I lost a lot of money in like maybe I would say 2 people just from doing property with some guy and just from doing like a car dealership with one guy. They were ex-Gamecocks. I thought they were like reliable people. And even to the day, I'm still dealing with drama from something I did in 2007. Like I signed a contract with some guy, didn't know he was still doing all this. He went to jail. Next thing you know, all the properties I had were just disappearing. And I was like, what's going on? Why is this? So the scheme of thing was he was like buying stuff without my knowledge. And then like the money I had in the organization or whatever we had going on at the time, and he would he would bar against it. And I know us oldest guy, the younger guy might not understand it, but he would bar against it. So if I had a $500,000 house or condo or something that I was going to sell later, he'd bar $500 on it. So I wouldn't even know anything about this, but I'm thinking I got all this property. So it's a hard lesson to learn. But at 47, I'm okay with it now. It's okay to lose, but don't ever give up. Like, it's okay to lose this. Anything that you really lose, that's, I guess, whether it's family is totally different, but if it is material, just know you can always get that back, and don't harp on it so much. Don't put yourself in trouble for something that's so material.
You hit the nail on the head, John, and I love the advice that you have given. It means the world to everybody, really. I mean, like, we did a long time ago. I said this a long time ago. We did do a quick episode about ESPN's 30 for 30 broke. It's a real thing to pay attention to. And I absolutely love that you mentioned that. Real quick, before I let you go, can you let everybody know where they can find you?
Well, I'm usually on Instagram or Facebook. If you want to find me on Facebook, look at Shane Creepy Butt. He be creepy stalking me. But no, it's at .Abraham55. Yeah, it's right here is my Instagram. So if y'all want to hit me up on that, that's fine. If you want to follow me, that's cool too. I'm looking to do as much as possible. I like doing these reps. I like talking to people. This is a lot of therapy. This can be therapy for you. This can be therapy for your friends. Getting out and talking to people that you don't know, and because sometimes people be stuck in the house and don't have anyone to talk to. So you starting this podcast and y'all having friends scattered everywhere, but y'all come to join for the one being of just talking about football. Even you talking about the angst that Michael had or something to say. So like, this kind of stuff is what you need. So sometimes if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling like this, get on the computer, hit somebody up, and just start talking anything that y'all want to talk, because sometimes you never know what somebody needs. So, but definitely right here is me, man. I ain't really got a lot going on. I'm just being John.
Man, I really do appreciate you coming on the show. It means the absolute world to me. And we'll talk again soon. Sound good?
No question. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate you, John.
Appreciate it,
Thank
bro.
you.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you.
Oh, never mind.
Guys, what a fantastic episode to have with, I mean, come on, John Abraham, out of all people. I know we had to, we were going to get Michael to talk. He had a little smack you want to talk to, but it's okay. We are allotted a 2-hour period, so we're going to go ahead and continue on with the show. I'm really excited about this, everything we're talking about. Guys, I got to mention this. Deion Sanders revealed that he had bladder cancer. He is cancer-free. He has been removed. Again, like John said, like I have said too, we are very big advocates for health purposes. Obviously the health is your key to everything on there. Real quick, Shane, what advice can you give to somebody that they are afraid to go to the doctor? Even like, what can you say to them to make them? We've already heard me many times before, but what could you say that would help influence one to go to the doctor?
Well, I can say this, especially when it comes to cancer, it kind of runs in the family a little bit. But first of all, everybody in America right now, I mean, there might be a small population, and when I say small, extremely small population of people that cancer has not affected their life one way or another. My dad actually had bladder cancer when he was younger, and so I still try to do checkups and everything else like that as needed because of it, and just because somebody's affected of it doesn't tell their resolve. As we see with Deion, he's saying, "Hey, we're cancer free. We're heading into the next season." It's just in time for training camp to open up. It's great to hear, and it's a great cause to support if you don't have a kind of way to support anything, because cancer, like I said, does affect everybody in some way, shape, or form nowadays. So, it's a great cause, great to hear. Finally ringing the bell is what they call it, ringing the bell. And that's what you want to hear. Loved ones, anybody like that, ringing the bell, because it's such a poison, and grateful for everything that as far as Jimmy V Foundation, all the cancer support networks out there is great, great, great in my opinion.
You hit the nail on the head, and like I've always said, cancer waits for nobody. Cancer doesn't care if you're a multi-billionaire or if you're, any random Joe off the street. Just it takes moments to get tested just to make sure you're okay. Your health is the most important thing to take care of. And I'm absolutely big on that one. All right, I want to go to this next topic. I want to start with Adam on this a minute. I'm really excited because I know you've seen him play. Cordarrelle Patterson, he's been released by the Steelers, and we know what kind of career CP84 has had. But do you think, Adam, that this is it? Do you think he's going to end up having to hang it up?
It's an interesting question. It might be the end for him. If it is, he'll go down as one of the best return specialists that has ever played the game. I could see him latching off the team, if not before the season starts, during the season, maybe if a kick returner or a punt returner goes down. And we've also seen him how dynamic he is, even just taking carries from a backfield as a running back, essentially. So I mean, just for him, I hope it's not the end for him. But if it is, he's had one heck of a career, and yeah, like I said, he'll go down as one of the best return specialists all time.
I agree 100%. I think CP84 is a legend. He is a very well beloved fan in Atlanta. Shane, you have something you want to say? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, well, he, like Adam mentioned, he is a specialist. He's probably the most well-known specialist as far as return man, anything like that, since Devin Hester. In that sense, so if you're looking for that and that kind of leadership in the locker room, depends on how it works out in Carolina. He's a great player either way. If this is the end of the line, you can almost say that he was the next greatest until somebody else is proven return man specialist since Devin Hester.
You're right. And here's the next question. I'm going to actually ask Michael on this one because, Michael is our New Orleans Saints guy here. But, Michael, let me ask you this, all right? Do you think we'll ever see a player like CP84 again? Or is the days of return games really gone?
That's a good question. And we'll keep it 100 here. I don't think there'll ever be another Cordarrelle Patterson. I've always admired his run game, his ability, his speed, his quickness. He's always been that returner that you can depend on. And I can go down the list on how many teams that he's played for that can agree with me on that. But I just don't think, there will be another or Cordarrelle Patterson because how can you replace that? How can you replace what he had? And, I think a lot of players would be like, I don't want to be Cordarrelle Patterson. I want to be me. But Cordarrelle Patterson will be one of the greatest returns in the NFL. It kind of reminds me of Devin Hester. Yep. How could you replace him? You know what I mean? So it's just like you can't really replace these guys because, let's be honest, it's kind of hard to do what they did. It's kind of hard to do what Devin Hester did. It's kind of hard to do what Cordarrelle Patterson did. But I will say this, Cordarrelle Patterson that is at that age now. I mean, he's 34 or 35, but at the same time, the question that you also have to ask him is like, where is he at physically? I'm big on players, when they get to a certain age, it kind of reminds me with Drew, and I'm pretty sure everyone has heard that he can't even use his right arm anymore. Like it's that question you have to ask a lot of players that are in their 30s or in their mid 30s or in their older 30s. How is your physicality? Can you still do the things you do? And that's something that I would ask Cordarrelle Patterson. Can you still do the things that you were able to do then? Can you still do the same thing that you are now? He's going to find somewhere else to go. But the question is, do you still have it?
You hit the nail absolutely on the head. I think CP84, if this is it, he will be a Hall of Famer. I absolutely wholeheartedly believe he's a Hall of Famer. You know, and it's funny that I mentioned Hall of Famers. Guys, the 2026 candidates for the Hall of Fame, they are out. I'm going to put the picture on here. And I'm going to do a little round robin on this one, all right? And I'm actually going to start with Ben. Ben, you have the picture, correct?
Yeah, I got it on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. We're getting an emergency transmission.
Got mad.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Thomas has graced us with his presence, sir.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. First of all, I am PO'd right now because
you missed out on John Abraham.
Oh, trust me, I am PO'd right now, man.
And he was on for over 50 minutes. Come on now.
Just rub it in, Brandon. Just rub it in. Just rub it in, man. Let's rub it in. Oh man, Shane, Deuce, B-Rod, Adam, Michael, how's it going, fellas?
Good.
It's going great. How you doing, Matt?
Michael, this is our guy, Matt. I know Deuce and Michael have not met you yet, Matt. This is our guy, Matt. I've known Matt for over 23 years almost.
Unfortunately.
I didn't, you know what?
No. He put up with you for 20 plus years.
That is exactly
Get it right, Shane.
You know what? Yeah. All right. So, Matt, you saw the picture, and I'm actually going to start with Ben on this one. The 2026 for the Hall of Fame candidates come out, and I'm gonna give you, Ben, everybody here, you get 3 of them, okay? 3 people on that list. You all have the picture. Ben, I want you to tell me who gets the first ballot and kind of give a quick 1 or 2 sentences as to why.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the most obvious one for me on this list, looking at it right now, is Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, watching him growing up was just legendary. One of the best receivers of all time, in my opinion. And then obviously we just talked about Drew Brees a little bit. For me, it was kind of a little surprising to see Eli Manning not get first ballot. I've actually met Drew in person, and he was a great guy. Obviously won a Super Bowl with the Saints, that year with Katrina, just truly legendary. I think Drew, obviously, without a doubt, deserves a Hall of Fame, but it'll be interesting to see how they, kind of go about this. I know the Baseball Hall of Fame is also getting kind of strict now. So, and then the last guy I'll talk about here is Greg Olsen. Great career as a tight end for the Panthers. Yeah. I mean, that 2015 team with Cam Newton, and all those other players. You had Luke Kuechly on that Panthers team, but I guess more specifically going back to Greg Olsen, I used to spam him in Madden. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like he was like my Jets, obviously were not good still 10 years ago, but that, like I said, that 2015 team for Carolina was just great.
Yeah, it was an unheard of team, absolutely. So, all right. So we've had Drew Brees, Greg Olsen, and Fitzgerald on that one. Matt, let's go to you since we haven't heard from you. You have the list, right, of the 2026 Hall of Fame. All right.
Yeah, I know who's getting it.
You give me 3. Who would you say are the guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famers?
Well, first off, I want to say, I kind of knew or kind of figured that Eli wouldn't be a first ballot. I mean, he won Super Bowls, but
well, let's also mention you did say that a while. Actually, you did say Eli is not he is a Hall of Famer.
Yes, but I don't think he's first ballot. Absolutely not. I don't even know if he goes to the Hall of Fame. To be honest with you, I don't know. We're gonna see.
Whoa.
We're gonna see. I mean, what if his last name was Johnson? Would he be in the Hall of Fame right now? Would he even be consideration? If you look at his numbers
against Tom Brady.
If you look at his numbers do not reflect that at all. They don't. He a lot of pedestrian years. Anyways,
I'm with you on an argument, and I'm going to sway it another way for another one on this list.
Well,
I know who he's talking about. Yep.
As far as quarterbacks go, man.
Talking about now.
Since he's no longer with the Saints, I can say this. Drew Brees is, of course, he's first ballot. Fitzgerald's first ballot. Jason Witten, Greg Olsen. You know what? I want to be surprised they're on first ballot. Those are two really good tight ends. I'm gonna go ahead and say this, man. I like Frank Gore. I like Frank Gore, man. Frank Gore did his thing, man.
Jet legend.
He did his thing.
Yes.
Of course, yeah. The Pouncey brothers. DeCastro.
Big G.
A lot of people. Thomas Davis, Sean Lee. But Sean Lee just couldn't stay healthy. If Sean Lee could have stayed healthy, man, he would have been a really good, really good middle linebacker or linebacker, so to speak. And Geno Atkins, man, or Gene as they know him over here in the UGA area. He's real solid as well. But first ballot, Drew Brees, Fitzgerald, and I'm gonna go Frank Gore.
I like him. I'm not arguing on either of those. Adam, who is your first ballots on that list?
I mean,
let's all just agree Drew Brees is on there. We all agree right now.
Yeah. That's like the whole
Brees
state of like Louisiana right there.
He's second only to Brady in passing yards and passing TDs.
Yep.
That's my Louisiana legend, always, forever. Like, if it wasn't,
I felt it in front of me, Michael. Like the presence of the whole state, brother.
Listen, if it wasn't for Drew, I think every Saints fan can agree with me on this. If it wasn't for Drew, we wouldn't probably be where we're at right now.
What's that bottom of the league?
It's because of Drew that you guys are at where you're at right now. You want to be honest?
I love it.
That contract destroyed y'all. I mean, plus Drew. I remember when the Saints had the paper bags over there. You remember this, Brandon? They had the paper bags over their head. The only good years they had were with Drew Brees.
Yeah,
y'all where y'all at?
Is their positive legacy?
Yeah, y'all where y'all at? Y'all the worst team in the worst division in the league.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, go ahead, man.
Just one word, yep. So I mean, obviously Drew Brees is on there. He's a top 5 quarterback all time, in my opinion. He could even be as high as 4. Some people might put him at 3. Shane already mentioned the records. I think he might even have the record for the highest pass completion for a season also. If not, he's up there for like all around in a career highest pass completion. So he's got the Super Bowl. He's in there. So I'll be quick with him. On top of him, Larry Legend. I mean, he's got the nickname. He's got all the production. I watched him for years and years on the Cardinals, being a Seahawks fan. So he's in. I'll be short with that one as well. Frank Gore. I don't know if he's gonna. There might just only be 2 first ballot Hall of Famers. I'm not sure if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's gonna get in within the first couple of years. But yeah, he was already a great player. Every time he played the Seahawks, it's like he just stepped it up to like level 12 out of 10, and he was unstoppable. I feel like he got 100 yards every single game against the Seahawks. Who else? I don't think he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I just want to talk about him for a little bit because Phillip Rivers had one heck of a career. Absolute great gamer of a player. He's so entertaining. He would get his entire offense going just with his sheer energy, and like he was a little bit of a smack talker as well. So just great family man as well. If he had the Super Bowls, we would be talking about him as one of the best of all time. But I mean, stats wise, he's still very much up there, and I do hope he gets in within the first couple of years.
I like it. I'm so
Phillip
glad
Rivers don't
you did
miss.
say that. I did. I was hoping somebody would say that. Yeah, Matt, you know what? Don't even go there. All right, so
it was subtle enough.
Yeah, we know what Matt.
He does not miss, boy. He does not miss at all.
Hey. He was married his sophomore year in college. Okay, calm down.
He hasn't been missing since.
Which, by the way, for those who don't know, Phillip Rivers he played his entire NFL career without using one curse word. Shout out to Phillip Rivers on that one.
He also played his whole NFL career without using protection as well.
You know
Which is
what?
crazy when he was a good smack talker. Yeah, never had
I'm
to
saying
swear
his protection. He had no protection. I mean, look at he saw his line and stuff.
You know what?
He's married.
You know what, man? We can agree on that. Mac, I mean, he had no protection at all.
None. No protection at all.
Oh, both sides of the balls.
Both
Yeah,
sides
man.
of the ball.
You
Yeah.
talking Indy or the San Diego? They were still San Diego back then.
They were, yeah.
All right, so let's go to Deuce. Deuce, give me your top three, please.
I mean, Adam pretty much kind of set the first two for me. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald. They both got the stats and the accolades to back it up. But the third person I probably give it to Jason Witten. You know, at times, I didn't watch all of them from my career because, I'm still a pretty young Cowboys fan. But what I did watch him alongside Des Bryant, he did look like a true number one threat. I mean, he had the stats and the accolades to back it up. 4 1,000-yard seasons. And even in the seasons he didn't get 1,000 yards, he was still very productive, getting receiving the ball and scoring the ball. And not to mention, he is a 2-time first-time All-Pro. I think him alongside Greg Olsen has the same case to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But that's pretty much it. Because Adam said the nail on the head, like y'all say, on Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, Shane. I know you were biting at the bush on this one. Give me your three, and if you have 4 and you're in 2 of them are rated the same, go right ahead. I want to hear your 3.
Well, this is a kind of handicap list. I'm going to go ahead and put that
That's
out
kind of a
there.
handicap list.
Because this is your first years. You've had multiple people that are on the Hall of Fame ballot that are on there for 2, 3 years, 4 years right now that are very deservingly need to be put into the Hall of Fame. So, like as was mentioned earlier with our good friends, I think it's going to be a small first-time ballot class. I'm in agreement with everybody here. I hope Drew Brees, Larry Fitz, they're both second in their respective categories all time of passing yards. Larry Fitz is completions, but then you got Drew Brees passing touchdowns. Only Tom Brady and Jerry Rice were they first ballot Hall of Famers. Mutant point right there. So my third one that I think might slip on the list is going to be Frank Gore. He's third all time in rushing yards statistically. A great player, great teammate. All in all, I'm a big believer in Phillip Rivers. Of course, he's number 6 and 6 on the stats that we were talking about earlier with Brady and Brees. But this is one thing that people are not accounting for, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up the elephant in the room. One first ballot Hall of Famer that is going to get all the glory is going to be Bill Belichick, because this is his first ballot. He's going to get that nod. So 1, 2, or 3 of the players that we have mentioned tonight might not get a nod because of that.
I like what you're saying on that one. I absolutely do. And the list is a pretty predominant list. Michael, look, we already know who your number one is. We know that one because obviously you're from Louisiana.
Yeah.
But give us the other 2, okay?
Well, Larry Fitzgerald is already taken off the list. I've always been a big fan of Larry Fitzgerald, so I'm not gonna go there with that because you guys have already nailed on the coffin with that one. But I will say there is one player that we did not mention that I have been a truly huge fan of for years to come, and that's LeSean McCoy.
Yes, I'm so happy you said that.
Shady.
Shady McCoy.
And I'm gonna keep it plain. LeSean McCoy, he had over 11,102 career rushing yards in over his 12-year career with the Philadelphia Eagles. Plus, he also had 15,000 plus yards from scrimmage. He holds the single season rushing record for Philadelphia with 1,607 yards back in 2013. So, like, the list goes on. But LaShawn McCoy, I always called him Dancing McCoy because, let's be honest, he had the moves. He can make you break your legs. Like, LaShawn McCoy had the ability. Like, you get him out one-on-one, you're not going to tackle him. Like, it was just something about LaShawn McCoy. He was just so slippery. And it was crazy to me because a guy his size, I always ask myself, a guy his size be able to move like that? Yeah, it's something that he's doing in the gym because, you know, I'm all big on shape. And I just think LaShawn McCoy, I feel like he should have the opportunity. If it's not Drew Brees, if it's not Larry Fitzgerald, if it's not Jason Witten or Dez Bryant, whoever it is, if LaShawn McCoy ends up getting it, and a lot of people might disagree on this, I think he should get it because he was a big, huge impact for the Philadelphia Eagles organization. He was a dynamic running back. He had the agility, speed, whatever you need, LaShawn McCoy had it. So I honestly feel like if it's not Drew Brees or Larry Fitzgerald, give it to LaShawn McCoy. He deserves it. He reminds me of Barry Sanders a little bit. Let's be honest. He deserves it. Who else can you possibly give it to besides the other guys on this list? LaShawn McCoy, he's on this list for a reason, and I'm glad he's on here.
I agree 100%. And no, John, to answer your question, Darryl Sproles is not on there yet. He's not eligible. So, all right, guys, let's move to the next. Exactly. Let's move to the next topic here. This is a real quick story that's come out of the upstate of South Carolina. Daniel High School. They were at a football camp at Presbyterian College over the summer. A player thankfully had his phone out, recorded it. He was jumped by the entire team from what I heard. And the video is pretty disturbing to see on that one. Pickens County School District and SLED, which is the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, has come out. They are investigating criminal charges to come about. Bottom line is, we all are going to tell you right now, don't do hazing. Hazing is not the thing to do. It only is going to get you in more trouble. So don't do this kind of stuff. I know it's a very tragic story. We're not going to really hype on it because it is pretty gruesome. The kid can't play contact sport anymore because he sustained such a severe concussion. If you don't know what we're talking about, I encourage you to go to WYFF4, the local TV station here in Greenville, South Carolina. It is all over the news. This even was mentioned on NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas tonight that it's being investigated. It's a very sorry, that was someone just fell out of the bed, but it's definitely I don't know who it was, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. 1 second, I got to put everybody on mute to make sure my wife gets there. All right, sorry, it was one of my kids that fell. All right, so then I got to go to this one real quick. All right, and I'm excited to talk about this. Lego, guys, they're in the news because they have made a Game Boy complete set that comes with 2 quote games. They're not really games. They're just the outline of them. However, it's nostalgia. I guarantee you not many of you guys can remember the Game Boy that's on this panel right here. But they also have come out with the NFL helmet sets. I'm excited about this one. Matt, real quick, who is the helmet that you absolutely have circled and said, I'm going to buy that helmet, a Lego set of that helmet?
That's a good question. Ooh.
Because each helmet's come out, they also have the alternate logo of that helmet.
Yeah.
So there's 2 helmets that have come out.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Ooh.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah. I already have a couple of those. I want something different. I don't know, man. What? See, Trey's being disrespectful right now. I would probably, of course, I get a Falcons helmet, of course, man. I will probably give me a hooligan. I mean, yeah, give me a helmet. Give me a helmet. Falcons.
What do you
I'll
think,
do the
Shane?
Falcons. I'll do the alternate Falcons. I want the black helmet.
I do too. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Shane. Which one would you get?
Of course, back when they first started partnering and kind of building upon the mold with the NASCAR, the black and silver number 3 with Dale Earnhardt. That was kind of iconic when they did that. But then I don't know if it was Lego, but I've seen a couple, builder bricks, if you want to call them that, if they're not Legos. But man, they had a college football stadium set coming out, and Lane Stadium. Might be biased, but that was pretty great to see because it had the scoreboard. Everything about it kind of was on point.
I love it. What about you, Adam? I kind of know where you're going on this one, though, Adam. But just let everybody know, like, what helmet would you circle and say that's the one I'm getting? I don't care that's 1,000 pieces. I'm still getting it.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks one does look pretty nice, but in the interest of saying something other than the Seahawks, looking at them right now, that Dolphin one came up pretty clean. Got the white with the teal and orange logo on there. I feel like the Chiefs kind of like cheated because it doesn't look textured on like the
I love
actual
that you said
logo.
the Chiefs cheated.
It looks like they just like slapped it on there. It's like it's very nice and solid. Yeah, no, there's some nice helmets, but I mean, I'm a Seahawks fan. I got to go with the Seahawks. It's a nice big Seahawk on there.
Absolutely. Deuce, what about you, man? What helmet are you circling and saying that's the one I'm getting?
I mean, I haven't really got the chance to look at the helmets, to be honest. But I mean, as a Cowboys fan, I'm gonna shop anything Cowboys related. So I most likely would have to go with the Cowboys helmet. I'm always going to support and rep my team. I just really couldn't see myself buying or getting another team's helmet. I don't know. That's just me.
So what you're saying is all of us need to get together and put out the funds to buy you your Philadelphia Eagles helmet, right?
No.
That was a stab.
If it was signed by Saquon, would you accept it?
No.
He's not saying that. He's saying
Did he say
that.
no?
Hey, pull
It
the
said
money.
no.
Pull the money and put it to Micah Parsons.
If it was for Michael Parsons, yes, it's just me. I don't want to see anything Eagles related in my closet. I don't want to see it on my body. I don't want to see it in my room. I don't want to see nothing Eagles related. I'm a little bit more lenient with the Giants, but the Commanders and the Eagles, just no.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wanting to know what to get Deuce for Christmas, he wants a Philadelphia Eagles jersey and a Philadelphia
Just make sure
helmet.
Micah Parsons touches it. Like,
all right, Michael, what
If he's
helmet
still
are
on
you
the
getting?
team.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
Well, I'm kind of going to put a deuce on this one. I haven't had a chance to look at them either. I'm a Saints fan. I've been a Saints fan ever since 2005. Born and raised. I'll never forget when I was a baby. My dad used to hold me. I had a Saints cap on my head. Didn't know nothing about the Saints. I was just a little kid. But I'm honestly just gonna have to go with the Saints on this because I haven't had a chance to look at it either. So I'm just gonna go with the Saints on this one.
Hey, football is football regardless. Real quick, guys, what's college as far as a mid-major and or G5 has the coolest alternate uniforms, and that can be the black on black or whatever. And the one that I'm gonna obviously the one I circle is University of Hawaii. But Matt, I'm gonna go with Ohio. Ohio has the coolest looking matted uniforms by far. The Ohio Bobcats. Matt, go with you. Then Shane, Adam, Ben, Deuce, then Michael. I want you guys to all tell me, who do you think has the coolest alternate uniform in college football, mid-major and or group of five?
Ooh, I don't know, man. Like I said, I haven't really seen every single uniform. I'm pretty sure none of us have, but I don't know.
I have.
Well, you know what, man? You can do that. You can do that.
The privilege. The privilege.
I don't know, man. As far as color scheme, though, man, I like Ooh, like I said, I know I mentioned it before. I like Minnesota's. I like their stuff, man. The Gophers. I like it when they go with the maroon color, or also I like it
And
when they go with the yellow. So
that is
I'll say Minnesota.
Ohio's matted helmets. And for those who don't know, Ohio has
Do you mean matte helmets?
Yeah, they're matted, and they also have
Matte.
the color. Yes,
Matte.
Yes.
Matt's not matted. Matt.
You know what?
It's like deer or geese. I see 1,000 geese or 1,000 deer. I don't see 1,000 deers.
No,
Well, if you ask my kids, you do see
If
that.
you saw all them geese, that's a gander.
Yeah, if you ask my daughter, she'd tell you it's geese's. All right, Shane.
Man, those
what about you? Who do you think? Did you freeze, Shane?
That's no
He sure did. He froze.
Screenshot that, man. Screenshot
that. All right, hold on. I take a picture of that before it gets back. Hold on. Oh, dang it.
Oh,
darn. All right, so let's go to Adam. Let's go to you. Who do you think has the coolest alternate helmet and uniform in the mid majors?
I'm gonna go Homer on that one again. I went to UW for a little bit before I graduated from college, so they got this really cool all black alternate with just like the purple number. That's a black helmet with just like the purple W on the side. It's just really clean looking. Really nice jersey all around. And yeah,
I like that.
And I'm a Homer.
What about you, Ben?
Baylor's not in the mid majors, correct?
Yeah, they are. They're considered. They're classified.
That was
even though they're Big 12, they're classified as mid-major.
Oh yeah, Baylor's a good pick.
All right, I was just making sure before I spewed that out. But yeah, I've been a fan of Baylor's uniforms here and there. They've got some nice color schemes going on. Obviously, I love green. So,
what about you, Michael?
I'm gonna go with the team that I've always admired in their uniforms, and it's an all-time classic to me. I'm gonna go with the Oregon Ducks, man.
How could you not go with Oregon?
Like,
however, though, Oregon's not a mid-major, though.
Yeah, I know, but I kind of gotta go with Oregon on this one.
I mean, it also doesn't help the fact that the CEO is he went to University of Oregon. You know, the CEO of Nike did go to Oregon. Shout out to them. All right, so we're still waiting on Shane to come back on. It's just a blank screen right now. So, guys, this is a really cool story that's coming out in Major League Baseball. The Braves and the Cincinnati Reds matchup at Bristol. It's Bristol, baby, by the way. I mean, come on now. They've sold over 85,000 tickets. It is believed, though, they're going to sell over 110,000 seats before all said and done. And Shane has actually got himself booked those tickets to go check out the event. Shout out, though, to Major League Baseball and having, the Atlanta Braves, the Cincinnati Reds. This is going to be a huge moment indeed for all sports, especially baseball, to have. They could have a record-breaking attendance. I'm beyond excited about this. I cannot wait to watch the game. For those who haven't seen the field, it's in the middle of the racetrack, but they have stands built all around it. They have the dugouts, everything. It's really cool how they have it laid out. So absolutely excited about that one. Real quick, Matt, can you let everybody know? I know we harp on this regularly, but we're trying to get people to sign up. Can you let everybody know about the fantasy football, please?
Oh, man, absolutely. It'll be on Yahoo, guys. We're going to do Yahoo this year. 12-team league, $10 to join. We're going to keep it short, simple, sweet this season. I'll put the link up there on right there on my little right there. I'll put the link up there on it. Again, the invitation link, first come, first serve. I think we're like at 7 or 8 right now, if I'm not mistaken. In about 2 days, I'm about to start recruiting heavy. So first come, first serve. Fantasy Football League, half-point PPR. For those who don't know, that means if your player catches the ball, he gets half a point. So that's what we're going to do this season. Winner gets a championship belt. Loser to be determined.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Obviously, Shane's having some technical errors. It's understandable. Guys, we have had an absolute blast of an episode. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. We're at over 77 comments. I really appreciate it. Yes, John, sign up right away. Get it going on that one. I just got a text from John asking, can he sign up? And I said, yes, sign up. Real quick, want to let you guys know, Monday, August the 4th, we have a special episode. Yes, we have Jimmy Smith, former Jacksonville Jaguars wide receiver. He was coming on the show to talk with us some football. Can't wait. Thanks to our good friend Nathan for getting that signed up for us. Really appreciate it. And then August 15th, guys, this is actually a real treat. I'm really excited. Lance Meadows, the play-by-play of the New York Giants. He is joining the show for 20 minutes to talk to us about some, because obviously, football's knocking on the door. I mean, literally can't get any more closer than it is. But yeah, he's going to come on, going to talk to us about some Giants football. Can't wait for that one. And then we also have Matt, you're going to be excited to hear this. Brandon Leak looks like he is going to be joining us on August the 8th. I have to finalize the date with him, but that he is most likely going to be joining us. For those who don't know, Brandon Leak, home team Brandon Leak works at 680 The Fan, a local radio station in Atlanta. Great guy. I've had him on several times. Absolutely have a blast talking to Brandon. I've met him many times. Great thing has come about. Matt, want to let you know also, we have been invited, you, me, and Shane have been invited by Bob Rathman himself to come down during a Hawks game. Him and Dominique Wilkins will happily shake our hands and talk some sports with us. Dominique Wilkins is this close to being penciled in. It'll be sometime towards the end of August is what it looks like. But yes, the human highlight himself is going to grace his presence on our show. Thank you to all that one. Hey, real quick, I got to give honorable mentions out there. The Detroit Tigers actually are scoring runs. For those who don't know, their bats have been absolutely ice cold as of late. Shout out to them indeed. Hey, real quick, this is actually going to go towards Adam's neck of the woods just a little bit. Vancouver is listed as one of the finalists for a WNBA expansion. And, Matt, we just talked about this a couple episodes ago. And, Adam, I don't know if you heard this too, but Vancouver has applied today, actually, for an NBA franchise. So we might see NBA back in Vancouver, definitely the WNBA. So we'll just stay tuned on that one.
Very beautiful city. Very beautiful city.
Yes. And Trey Henderson is going to end his holdout. And as Deuce said, I'm just here not to get fined. I love it. Absolutely. Shout out to Trey Henderson. Hopefully the Bungles can get a deal inked out with him.
Big T.
He is a fantastic player. So excited for it. Yes. And look, John just said Vancouver is about to sign Thomas Mueller, German international. Ooh. Yes. Very, very big move. Vancouver's cooking, y'all. They
got Mueller? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cooking. They are absolutely cooking. Shout out to Vancouver, British Columbia. Absolutely looking forward to it. Guys, for everybody who tuned in, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for tuning in. We absolutely do appreciate you. But, for our good friend John Abraham, who came on and talked to us for about 50 minutes, we absolutely appreciate it. Michael, what is your parting words to the fans, sir?
My parting words would be to the fans is that first of all, I'm honored and truly a dream come true to actually see Mr. John Abram himself in person. I've always admired his game and his ability. But for one thing that I will say, and I'm probably gonna go off script here, and it's probably not to answer your question, Mr. Brandon, but I gotta ask this question right quick, and I'm gonna be a little petty, and y'all might hate me for this, but do y'all remember what happened February 5th, 2017?
That's a reference to football. I'm guaranteeing. That's the Super Bowl date.
Mm-hmm.
No, please. Can you please elaborate, please?
Rut-row, Raggy.
28-3.
Okay,
you know what?
See, Brandon, war has been started.
We were doing so good.
War has been
What
started.
a beautiful way to end off the show.
This is what we're about to do. It's
Y'all
about to do right now.
stay talking about
I knew it
y'all
was
stay
coming.
talking about
You
my
see,
my
you see, Brandon. You see, Brandon. That's why you
Northern
can't trust
Got
them.
it.
You can't trust them nowadays.
Wait,
man.
all right,
You can't
here's the
trust them.
flag.
Man. You
Got
can't
it.
trust them, man.
Flag.
You know,
Oh,
they
first
always,
flag
they
of the
always
day,
gotta
though.
take their jabs. They always gotta take their shots and their jabs. We will be nice and elegant today, man. That's what we came. We came in peace today. You know, but sis,
I kept it PG. I kept it PG for a good minute now. I kept it PG for a minute now.
see,
But you
see?
know, I had to apply the pressure a little bit because no, all due respect to Mr. John Abrams, I loved your time with the Atlanta Falcons. But I mean, you talk about the Saints at this and the Saints at that, but I mean, y'all choke 28.
Let's ask Michael if he
Well,
remembers
look.
what OC Human
Well,
Euro did. To the
you know what?
Saints.
You know what, Brandon? I would rather lose 28-3 than to get that pity Super Bowl because my city was underwater.
That's crazy.
Wait! I got one for you. Okay, ready? Michael, you ready?
I like that.
Here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
Granted, guys, we're sorry for the people who lost their homes and tragically lost their lives in that particular instance,
No,
man. We don't wish that on anybody,
Yeah.
But we're gonna call a spade a
But
spade.
we do
here.
want you
We're gonna call
to,
a pity Super Bowl
also-
a pity Super Bowl.
We want you also, Michael, to go Google OC Human Euro and what he did to the New Orleans Saints. Just throwing it out there on that one.
Who was that?
But, all right, Adam. What
Crazy
is?
back game.
Yeah. What is your parting words, Adam?
As much as I love Vancouver, the city, the people, everything, we need to get the Seattle Supersonics back before Vancouver gets an NBA franchise.
I agree.
You know what? You ain't the only one, man.
I'm
Come on, Adam Silver, get that daggum pen out there and ink them the team right. And look, this is a question
We
right
got
here.
this. We got the arena now.
Are you going to remind us of the Gleason blocked? But I was at that game actually.
Ooh.
My ears were ringing for 5 days after.
I want to say this. I want to say this right quick. Y'all give your prayers out to Steve Gleason, man. Y'all know he's battling that disease and
with ALS. Yep.
Every time I see him, I break down and cry, y'all, because it's so hard. Because I'm gonna be honest here. I didn't even know who Steve Gleason was until he blocked that punt. And it's kind of sad for me to say as a Saints fan, but I gotta be honest here. I even asked my dad, who is Steve Gleason? Like, I didn't even know we had him on the roster. And he was like, yeah, he was, part of the special teams. But, I've always in honor and respect Steve Gleason and everything he's done for the New Orleans Saints community, the Big Easy. He will always be a hero. And as a matter of fact, we got a statue of him right outside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. I mean, not the Mercedes, Lord have mercy. Forgive me, the Caesar Superdome. And I think that is a big contributor. And I'm actually glad the Saints organization and the city of New Orleans put that statue there because that is a symbol to the state of Louisiana and also to the city of New Orleans of the hope that we got, and I'm gonna go spiritual here. You can't tell me God isn't real because the stuff that we went through in Hurricane Katrina, because I was living in Ruston at the time, we got a little bit of that. What New Orleans got, not as bad, but we were in the mix of that. And sometimes when I go to New Orleans, I still think about, man, just think about to where we're at. Where we were in the state of Louisiana and to now where we are now. And some areas have not bounced back from that, even though it's been years ago. But, honestly, it's just something. So I'm going to say this. Y'all give out your prayers to Steve Gleason. But, yes, I will answer that question. Y'all, y'all want to talk about, all this and that, how the Saints ain't this and the Saints ain't that. But let's be honest, that block punt, you know what I'm saying? Or, I can go with, I don't mean to go salty here, but I'm gonna say this. Even though y'all got Michael Penix and stuff like that, and even though y'all got an updated roster, what makes y'all think that even though y'all have a good time to roster, don't be surprised if we surprise a whole lot of y'all who are putting us in last place, who are saying that even though Drew is not there, we got a new head coach and all this and that. But I would honestly tell y'all, do not sleep on this because we can actually surprise y'all. And I'm gonna be cocky. I'm gonna come back on here and be like, okay, what was all that talk? Y'all had us in last place and had us vision. Saying,
You never know. Crazier things have happened.
I would like that plot.
Even though we don't look as we might not look as talented, but we still got some players from last season. This ain't no new team. We got some new players, But there are still some players. We got Cameron Jordan, we got Demario Davis, we got Justin Reed back there. We just signed Blackman, who was one of the top free agents in the agency. I'm so glad we got that guy, and I really hope he can contribute in that secondary. I hate that Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu retired. Much love, respect to him. And matter of fact, can we get some love to Tyrann Mathieu right quick? I mean, the career and the legacy that he built. It was kind of surprising me that he retired, and I'm kind of hurt by it still. Y'all forgive me. But, much love to you, Tyrann Mathieu, and I hope one day we can get him on here.
Oh, my God.
Who's the Saints quarterback this year?
Tyler Show.
Or Spencer Rattler. Or it could even be Jake Hayden.
I think they're going to stay in last place. I don't think they're going to surprise.
There's a reason why, Matt.
Please,
Matt, share the reason why you said they're going to be last place.
That's the question I just asked. The question I just asked.
Last name again?
Who's your quarterback?
What is the most favorite last name in New Orleans Saints history? Michael has to know this answer.
Wait, what was the question again?
Who is the favorite last name in Saints history?
It's not
Bobby Hebert.
It's not Spencer Rattler.
It's not Bobby Hebert.
Honestly,
man, we know what they're doing. We know what they're doing. We know what they're doing.
Come on. Archie Manning was the quarterback.
You know what? I was just finna say that.
But you know who's coming?
Yeah.
Matt, who's coming? Who are the Saints getting this year at the draft?
Who Saints getting at the draft? You know what? The Saints will muck it up at the last minute. They'll probably have the first pick all year long and then win two or three games.
They win the last game of the year.
That's how my Jets lost.
There's like 6 first-round quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, they'll win. There's going to be a lot of quarterbacks in the draft this year. It's going to be a lot of good ones.
I don't think Arch Manning is going to be in the draft, though. I think he stays in college another year.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the new age, the way things are now, the amount of pressure that's going to be put on him, I think he's going number one. He's going, if he goes in the draft, he's going number one. So, I mean, you kind of got to, we'll see.
It can go a lot of ways, yeah. The Mannings tend to play out their college careers, though.
Yeah, but that'll be dope though. That's actually kind of a dope thing for Arch Manning to go to the Saints after his grandfather Arch Manning was with the Saints. So that's kind of that storyline kind of writes itself, man. But no, man, guys, it's always I won't say bad blood, but it's probably the most heated or hated rivalry in the league. It's probably Falcons.
Down south rival.
But I will say New Orleans is a beautiful city, man. I was there about a year and some change ago. Some of the best food that you will have is on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Some of the best food you will have.
Best food in general is Cajun food.
Yeah. I give them that. But I can't stand those Saints, boy. I can't. You know what? My first time I got a little small story for you. My first time in New Orleans, I was with my ex-girlfriend was from New Orleans, so it was back and forth. My first time in New Orleans, we're coming around that highway, and the dome is right there. I rolled down the window and I let out the biggest, most satisfying boo that you will ever hear in your life, man. Oh my god! I gotta find a video and upload it. But yeah, man. Bourbon Street, man. Some of the best food. I got introduced to beignets over there. Some of the greatest seafood that you will have. Cajun food.
Wait, Michael. How many pounds of crawdaddies can you put down?
Woo, man. I could probably put on some good pounds. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm slim and skinny right now, but I guarantee you, when I'm down in New Orleans, I might end up being like a $170 after eating all that. Because I'm a $155 right now, so I'm probably gonna gain a good 20-30 pounds after eating some food down in New Orleans. But I'm gonna say this: I got all respect for Atlanta. The heated rivalry, but baby glad my dad ain't on here because he wouldn't know how to act. But I'm gonna say this: I've always had respect for Atlanta and the Falcons organization. I really hope and truly believe that y'all gonna have a blast this coming up season. And I'm gonna say this: as far as a Saints fan, yes, we do got some work to put on. Our organization is kind of in restart mode with the quarterbacks and new head coach. I truly have a lot of confidence in Cullen Moore. And what he's done a lot of great things already so far. But I'm gonna say this: I have so much respect for the Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta, Georgia, and everything I said. I hope I didn't hurt any feelings, but but I've always respected our rivalry, and I can't wait for our rivalry this year. I think it's going to be a blast. I've always looked forward to it. So much love and respect to y'all Atlanta fans. Okay.
Fun
This
fact.
just in,
Fun
we
fact.
gonna
Fun fact.
have them on.
No,
Go
fun
ahead.
fact. The all-time record right now, the Saints are up 56-55.
It's fucking neck, man. Like
All-time record, Saints are up by one game, 56
one
to
game.
55. That's crazy.
it might,
And
I change this
if
year.
we can, we will try and get our guys back on there again.
I
with
think
us
the
when
Falcons
we
have a
get
little
the
bit too much
Falcons.
firepower. Saints always have a respectable D. When you got Cam Jordan leading the fray, the Saints always have a respectable D. And I don't know how DeMario Davis, I don't know how he's doing that at his age, but he's doing it. But the Saints always have a respectable defense, man. But we'll see what happens this year. It's always usually split every year. It's usually just kind of split. So I won't be surprised if it's split again this year.
Yep.
But hey, man, we'll see what happens. We can't wait for football to come back. It was almost here. Almost here.
Almost there.
Yes, it is.
Ben, what do you tell everybody, sir?
So we actually here at Inside the Locker Room TV tomorrow have planned a Kobe Bryant tribute episode. So if anybody wants to hop on, talk about Kobe Bryant, that'll be streamed tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. And also, I will be returning to Jets camp on Thursday. So we have a packed week for content out there. I'll be writing down what I see there and getting all the information from you guys. Found it really, really interesting, the style of practices that Aaron Glenn has so far. It's seeming like it's nitty-gritty football, old school football. And we even shout out to Nick Folk. He even signed Nick Folk back today. Most accurate kicker in the past 2 seasons. And even at his age is still doing damage for special teams. So great to have Folk back. And yeah, hopefully we have some of that old, 2000s kind of style of play here that, John Abraham was talking about earlier. So fitting enough. So yeah, back at Florham Park on Thursday.
It's funny you say Nick Folk kind of reminds me a little bit of Morton Anderson. Matt knows who he is.
Absolutely.
One of the absolute most legendary kickers to ever play any team, especially against I believe it was his cousin, Gary Morton was his cousin, who played for the Vikings. And everybody knows what happened in '98, that infamous missed field goal, and the Falcons went to the Super Bowl in '98. Unfortunately, lost to John Elway and the Broncos that year, but that's okay. Matt, what do you tell everybody not to get done, sir?
Yeah, guys, man, just, don't get flagged in the game of life. Make sure you follow the rules, play everything by the book, man, and things will come to you. Don't get flagged in the game of life.
Yes, do not get flagged. Matt's going to tell you, don't get the whoop-whoops behind you. You don't want them behind you. Hey, our good friend Shane did have some technical errors. He didn't come back on, so as he always tells you, peace, love, and bacon grease. But I always said the same thing. Peace up, A-Town down. Why it's the greatest sports series there ever was. Shout out to everybody who tuned in tonight. We will see you on tomorrow. Tomorrow is the final episode of Trading Days with the Sportz Nutz, episode 6. It is the NFC South. So, yes, you will get to see our lovely faces again at 7:30. Until then, y'all have a wonderful evening and enjoy this outro that Matt has made. Matt. And, oh, yeah, everybody, please stay on after the show.